The email glared at me from my screen like an accusation. Miami conference attendees. Fina Lust. My name wasn't on it. I scrolled twice to be sure, my stomach sinking as I spotted Vanessa's name, my boss, my ex, and the woman who'd spent the last year making my professional life as uncomfortable as possible. My daughter's school photo smiled at me from my desk, reminding me of everything at stake. What happened next would change everything. For my career, for my daughter, and for the heart I thought had hardened beyond repair. Hey everyone, if you're enjoying this story of workplace drama, single parenthood, and unexpected second chances, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more emotional stories. They'll have you reaching for tissues 1 minute and cheering the next! The office hummed with the usual Monday morning energy as I settled at my desk, coffee in hand. Marketing reports needed reviewing. Client presentations needed finalizing. And somewhere in between, I needed to figure out how to tell my 8-year-old daughter, Lily, that I might miss her school play. Again, morning Daniel called Raj from the neighboring cubicle. Ready for the Miami conference next month. I hear the hotel has 3 pools. I nodded, forcing enthusiasm I didn't feel. The annual marketing conference in Miami was the highlight of our company calendar. 5 days of networking, presentations, and career-advancing opportunities. For a single dad constantly walking the tightrope between professional ambition and parental responsibility, it was also a logistical nightmare. Just need to figure out childcare, I said, sipping my coffee. My mom might be able to come down from Chicago, but she's having knee issues. Raj's expression shifted to sympathy. He knew my situation. Everyone did. 3 years ago, my wife Melissa died in a car accident, leaving me to raise our daughter alone. The company had been understanding initially, but patience wears thin, especially when your direct supervisor is the woman you dated for 6 months after your grief started to ease. The relationship with Vanessa had been a mistake from the start. Vulnerable and lonely, I'd misinterpreted her interest as something deeper than it was. When I ended things to focus on Lily, who was struggling with the idea of another woman in our lives, Vanessa took it personally. Very personally. Daniel. The voice behind me was cool, professional, and instantly recognizable. I turned to face Vanessa Mitchell, marketing director, and the woman who controlled my professional fate. At 36, she was strikingly beautiful with her dark hair, always perfectly styled, her clothes impeccable. Today she wore a charcoal pantsuit that probably cost more than my monthly rent. The quarterly reports. She asked, one eyebrow raised, on your desk by noon. I promised. Make it 11. We have the board meeting at 1. She turned to leave, then paused. Oh, and about Miami, we need to discuss that. My stomach tightened. What about it? I've already started preparing my presentation on the digital marketing strategy. Yes, well, we've had to make some adjustments to the attendee list. Budget constraints. Her smile didn't reach her eyes. Let's talk in my office after you submit those reports. As she walked away, Raj let out a low whistle. Man, she really has it in for you. It's complicated, I muttered, turning back to my computer. Complicated is what people say when they mean, I screwed up, Raj said with a laugh. Whatever happened between you two, she's been riding you hard for months. He wasn't wrong. Since our breakup, Vanessa had been meticulously professional, but unmistakably cold. My projects were scrutinized more heavily, my deadlines tighter, my mistakes highlighted in team meetings. Nothing I could formally complain about. She was too smart for that, but enough to make every workday an exercise in stress management. At precisely 11, I delivered the reports to her office, knocking tentatively on her open door. Come in, she said without looking up from her computer. Close the door. I did as instructed, taking the seat across from her desk. Her office was minimalist and elegant, with a view of the Chicago skyline that reminded everyone who entered exactly where they stood in the company hierarchy. "About Miami," she began, finally meeting my eyes. "I've had to make some difficult decisions about who attends this year. I understand budget constraints, but my presentation on digital strategy integration is central to the conference theme," I said, trying to keep my voice level. "The board specifically approved my research project. Yes, and your research is valuable. That's why I'll be presenting it." The words hit me like a physical blow. "You'll be presenting my work. With full credit to you, of course." She leaned back in her chair. "Daniel, be realistic. You've missed 3 important client meetings in the past 2 months because of your personal situation. The Miami conference requires full commitment. Those were emergencies." I protested. Lily had strep throat, and then the school called when she... "I understand you have responsibilities," she interrupted, her voice softening slightly. "That's precisely why I'm making this decision. The conference schedule is grueling. Early breakfasts, late dinners, networking events. It's not compatible with your situation." The subtext was clear: single parents need not apply for career advancement. "Vanessa, I've arranged coverage for Lily. My mother is coming to stay with her. This conference is crucial for my career development, and you know it." Something flickered across her face. Satisfaction, perhaps. "The decision is made, Daniel. Your name has been removed from the attendee list. I need people I can count on 100%. People who aren't me." I thought bitterly. People who didn't break up with you. "Is this personal?" I asked quietly. Her expression hardened. "That would be unprofessional, wouldn't it? This is strictly a business decision. Your performance reviews have been adequate, but not exceptional. Others have shown more dedication. Others don't have an 8-year-old depending on them," I said, immediately regretting the words. Showing emotion to Vanessa was always a mistake. Precisely my point. She turned back to her computer. "That will be all, Daniel. The board meeting is in an hour. Be prepared to discuss the Johnson account." I left her office with my hands shaking, anger and frustration coursing through me. The Miami conference wasn't just a professional opportunity. It was a chance to secure my position in the company during the upcoming restructuring. Without it, I might be among the first considered for downsizing and finding a new job as a single dad with specific schedule needs. In this economy, the thought made my chest tighten with anxiety. Back at my desk, I pulled out my phone and looked at the background image. Lily and me at the zoo last summer, both of us grinning with ice cream smeared on our faces. Her dark curls and bright smile were pure Melissa, a daily reminder of what I'd lost and what I still had to protect. I had promised Lily stability after her mother died. Promised her that some things wouldn't change, even when everything had. A promise that was becoming increasingly difficult to keep. My phone buzzed with a text from Mrs. Patel, our elderly neighbor who watched Lily after school until I got home. "Lily forgot her science project. Says it's due tomorrow. Should I tell her you'll bring it home?" Another ball to juggle. Another promise to keep or break. I texted back a quick "yes," knowing it meant working late to make up for the time I'd lose running home during lunch. As I returned to the quarterly reports, an email notification popped up on my screen. The subject line made my heart sink. "Miami conference attendees, final list." I opened it, already knowing what I'd find. 20 names, Vanessa's prominently included, mine conspicuously absent. The conference was 3 weeks away. 3 weeks to somehow change Vanessa's mind or find a way to salvage my career without it. "Daddy, is Miss Vanessa still mad at you?" Lily asked that evening as I helped her put the finishing touches on her science project, a solar system model that had required 3 trips to the craft store and countless hours of patience. I nearly dropped the tiny Neptune I was attaching. What makes you ask that, sweetheart? Lily shrugged, carefully painting rings around Saturn. You said she was your boss and also your friend, but then you weren't friends anymore, and now she makes you sad. Kids miss nothing. It's one of the first lessons of parenthood. It's complicated, Lil. Sometimes grown-ups have disagreements. Like when you and Mommy used to argue about the right way to load the dishwasher. She asked innocently. The memory hit me with unexpected force. Melissa insisting that plates went on the bottom rack, me stubbornly putting them on top. Both of us laughing as we rearranged each other's work. What I wouldn't give for such a mundane disagreement now. Something like that. I managed. But Miss Vanessa and I work together, so we have to be professional. What's professional? It means. I searched for words an 8-year-old would understand. It means being polite and doing your job well, even when you're upset with someone. Lily nodded sagely. Like when I had to be partners with Emma for the science fair, even though she pulled my hair in gym class. Exactly like that, I said, smiling despite myself. Very professional of you. Are you going to that place with the beach for work? She asked, changing subjects with the lightning speed only children can manage. The question stung. No, honey. I'm going to stay here with you. Her small face scrunched in confusion. But you said it was important. You said Grandma was coming to stay with me, so you could go. Plans change sometimes, I said carefully. But hey, that means I won't miss your school play. Instead of the excitement I expected, Lily's expression fell. Is it because of me? Because I got sick, and you had to come get me from school those times. My heart broke a little. No, Lily Pad. Absolutely not. It's just grown-up work stuff. Nothing for you to worry about. She didn't look convinced, and I couldn't blame her. At 8, she'd already learned that life could change in an instant. That people could disappear. That promises, even ones made with the best intentions, could be broken. I don't want you to lose your job because of me, she said in a small voice. I pulled her into a hug, paint, covered hands and all. Listen to me. You are the most important thing in my life. Always. Whatever happens with work, we'll figure it out together. Team Parker. Remember, Team Parker. She repeated our Melissa mantra for facing life's challenges. Later, after Lily was asleep, I sat at the kitchen table with my laptop open, scrolling through job listings. The reality of my situation was stark. If the company downsized and I was cut, finding comparable work would be challenging. Most marketing positions at my level expected overtime, travel, and flexibility. Corporate code for "we own your life." My phone buzzed with a text from Raji. Heard about Miami. That's cold. Man. Drinks tomorrow. You look like you need to vent. I texted back a quick agreement. Raj was one of the few colleagues I considered a friend, someone who understood the delicate balance I maintained between work and fatherhood. As I closed my laptop, my eyes fell on the refrigerator covered with Lily's artwork and school photos. In the center was a drawing she'd made shortly after Melissa died. 3 stick figures labeled Mommy, Daddy, and me, with Mommy floating above us surrounded by stars. Mummy's watching from heaven. She'd explained when she gave it to me. I wondered what Melissa would say about my current situation. She'd been the organized one, the planner who always had contingencies for her contingencies. She would have had advice, a solution, a way forward. I'm trying, Mel, I whispered to the empty kitchen. I'm really trying. 2. The next day passed in a blur of meetings and deadlines. Vanessa was conspicuously absent, attending an off-site meeting with potential investors. The reprieve from her cold scrutiny should have been a relief, but instead, it just gave me more time to stew over the Miami situation. By the time I met Raj at O'Malley's, the bar 2 blocks from our office, I was a tightly wound coil of frustration. First round's on me, Raj said as I slid into the booth across from him. You look like you need it. That obvious, huh? You've been radiating don't talk to me energy all day. He pushed a beer toward me. So, she's really taking your presentation. I took a long sip before answering. Yep. 5 months of research and strategy development, and she'll be the one presenting it to the industry. With full credit to you, I'm sure. Raj said sarcastically. That's what she claims. And you believe her? I shrugged. Doesn't matter what I believe. What matters is that without Miami on my resume, I'm first on the chopping block when restructuring happens. Raj leaned forward. Is this about your breakup? Because that would be grounds for a complaint to HR. It's not that simple. I sighed. On paper, her reasons make sense. I have missed meetings because of Lily. I have had to leave early or come in late. Single parenting isn't exactly compatible with climbing the corporate ladder. But you do the work, Raj insisted. Your campaigns have some of the highest conversion rates in the department. Results matter less than FaceTime in Vanessa's world. I finished my beer and signaled for another. And let's be honest, even if this is personal, she's too smart to leave evidence. It would be my word against hers. So what are you going to do? It was the question I'd been asking myself since yesterday. I don't know. Find another job before the axe falls. Beg my mother to move to Chicago. Develop a sudden expertise in an area the company can't afford to lose. Or, Raj said thoughtfully, you could go to Miami anyway. I laughed. Right. Just crash the conference I've been explicitly uninvited from. That would look great on my performance review. Not crash. Attend independently. Raj pulled out his phone and started typing. The conference isn't exclusive to our company. Anyone in the industry can register. For about $3,000, I pointed out. Money I don't have lying around. What if you presented your research somewhere else? A different panel or workshop? Raj turned his phone toward me, showing the conference schedule. Look, there's a breakout session on innovative digital strategies that's still accepting speaker applications. It's perfect for your research. I stared at the screen, a wild idea beginning to form. They wouldn't accept me, not without company backing. They might if you had impressive enough credentials. Raj grinned. And I happen to know someone on the selection committee. My cousin Priya works for the marketing association that sponsors the event. You're suggesting I go behind Vanessa's back, apply to present at the same conference, and essentially compete with my own boss. I shook my head. That's career suicide. Only if you fail, Raj said. If you succeed, if your presentation is better, more innovative, more memorable than hers, it's career advancement. The second beer arrived, and I took a thoughtful sip. Even if I could get accepted as a speaker, there's still the matter of conference fees, hotel airfare, not to mention childcare for Lily. Didn't you say your mom was already planning to come stay with Lily? Yes, and doesn't the company reimburse speakers for conference expenses? I frowned. Only authorized attendees. Check the policy. Raj insisted. I bet it says employees who present at industry conferences are eligible for reimbursement. It doesn't specify who authorized the presentation. It was a loophole, a technicality, and possibly my only shot. This is insane, I muttered. But I was already pulling out my phone to look up the company policy. Raj was right. The policy stated that employees who enhance company reputation through presentations at industry events may submit expenses for reimbursement. Nothing about prior authorization. Even if this works, I said slowly, Vanessa will be furious. Probably, Raj agreed. But what's she going to do? Fire you for being good at your job. For showing initiative. That would look worse for her than for you. As the evening progressed and the beers kept coming, the plan took shape. I would apply to the breakout session, using Raj's cousin as an inside track. If accepted, I would attend the conference independently, present my research with my own unique angle, and hopefully impress enough people to secure my position, or at least make myself attractive to other companies if things went south. It was risky. It was potentially career-ending,